Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cheng here again. So this time, LeetCode number 1943. Describe the painting. Right. So this time, this is like an interval problem, right? Where we have a long and thin painting, blah blah blah, right? And then we also have like start and end, right? But this time we have a color, right? So for each segment, we have a color, which is the basically a value for this segment, right? And And then the colors in the overlapping segments of the painting were mixed when it was painted, right? When two or more colors mix, they form a new color and it can be represented by a set of the mixed color. So for example, if color 2, 4, 6 are mixed, then the resulting color is 2, 4, and 6, right? But when we output the result, we only output the sum of the color, okay? And then we want to describe the paintings in a way that into different segments where the segment is start from end and the second one is the sum of the color in this segment, right? So for example, we have 145 and 177. This one can be represented by 14. From 1 to 4 we have 12, right? We have 12, and from 4 7 we have 7, okay? And yeah, so that's it, right? So let's take a look at one of example here. So this one we have three segments, right? So from 1 to 4 we have 5, and from 1 to 7 we have 9, right? From 4 to 7 we have 7. So the answer is this one, because as you guys can see from here to here, right? We have what? We have 5 plus 9, right? And from here to here we have 7 plus 9, right? That's the answer for this. And so this one is also like standard, but take a look at this one. I basically I missed this one from the beginning. That's when I got the wrong answer. So this one, the answer is 1 4 12 and 4 7 12 instead of 1 7 12. Okay, because even though the sum is the same, but the color are different, because this one has color 5 plus 7 and this one is 1 plus 11, right? So even though the sum is the same, but since the colors are mixed color are different, that's why we need two segment instead of one. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it, right? So for the interval problems, there are usually two kinds, right? Basically, we either sort by the start time, by the start, or we sort by the end. Or there's another solution, right? Where's the line sweep, right? So if we don't sort it, we can do a line sweep, because sort will give us an unlog n time, right? But for the line sweep, it's going to be a O of n time, right? So line sweep means that first we're gonna create like infinite like a line here. Whenever we have start and end, right? So for each of the interval, we have start and end. So for start, we plus that value, and for end, we minus that value, right? So we're gonna have like a lot of plus value, minus value, plus value, and minus value, right? And then we do a line sweep from left to right. And whenever we see each of the events here, right, we accumulate this value, right? So that's how we do how this line sweep works. Basically, for example, this one, right? We start from one. So basically, if we populate this line according to the segments here, we have at 1 we have 5, right? And at 4 we have a minus 5, okay, right? And then so for this one, 4 and 7. For this one, we have 7, right? And then at 7 we have minus 7. Similarly for the 179 here, we have at 1 we have positive 9, and at 7 we have negative 9, right? So if, and then we're gonna accumulate. We're gonna accumulate the values at each of the point. So what does it mean? It means that at 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 point 1 we have 14. Okay, right? And then the next event will be what? Will be 4, right? So at 4 we'll have like what? We'll have it's gonna be a +2, right? And at 7 we're gonna have like what? We're gonna have -16, right? So now we have these intervals, right? Which can lead us to a solution where like every time when this number change or when every time when there's an event happens, right, we'll basically cut the previous segment, and we're going to store that into the answer, and then we're going to start with a new segment, right? And then once doing the line sweep, the accumulate total will be the value, right, for the current or for the previous segment, right? And yeah, because like I said before, I was checking if the current point is 0 or not. If it's not, if it is 0, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna assuming this is not a separator, a separator for the between the segments. But this one, right? This one tells us, even though basically for this one at the point 4, we'll have like what? We'll have like -5, right? From the first one, and then we're gonna have like uh, 7 and -7, right? And then we're gonna have like 1 and 11, right? Because here we're gonna have a -1, -11. So this one is, as you guys can see, though at this point the absolute value is 0, right? So, but even if it's 0, it means that there's an event happening here, right? It means that we still have to cut. We still have to stop the previous segment and start a new one from here. So that's the only difference. That's the only thing we have to be careful here. And cool. So to do that, I was trying to use like a point of this one, at the beginning, like the 10 to the power, sorry, 10 to the power of 5 and then +5. I was trying to do something like this because the range for the start and end, they are like 10 to the power of 5. That's why uh, a, a sweeping line with this length would be enough. But like I said, if we initiate everything with 0, then there's no way we can tell if there's an event happened at this point or not. Because even though there's no event, this value is still 0. But like I said, for this one, even though this value for here is still 0, it means that there's still an event happening here. That's why instead of doing this, I changed to use like a dictionary, right, of int. Basically, anything that exists in this point, it means there's an event there, right? That's why we have. Then we can start with s and end, and then the color, right? In segment, right? Segment, and then we have point start plus c, points dot end minus c, right? Then we have answer gonna be 0, and then and we need a start. We need a current total, right? And equals 0. And then for I in range of 10 to the power of 5 plus 5, right? Because that's the beauty of the line sweep. We don't need to worry about the sorting anymore. So similar, like kind of similar to the bucket sorting, right? So because we know the range, that's why we can simply uh, uh, line sweep it. Or actually, you know what? Actually, we can even do it better. We can simply loop through everything from the points here, from the dictionary. But to do that, we have to sort I mean the points, right, from the smallest to the biggest. Yeah, probably I will not do it. I'll just uh, stick with this line sweep logic here. right? So we first we check if there is an event, right, at current point, right? So how do we check that? We simply check if I is in the point, right? If it's in there, then we check what? We check if the current total is not empty, right? Then it means, okay, there is a like, we need to cut it because, at the beginning, if the current total is empty, it means that, this is even though this is an event, but it's not gonna be the the end of the event. It is instead it's the start of the event, right? Which we should not cut the previous segment. So only when the current total is greater than 0, that's when we need to append the answer, right? Gonna have like start and I and the current total, right? So that's it. And then don't forget to accumulate the current total with the current points, right? And then we set this one to I and then return the answer. So that's basically the logic, right? Again, right? So first we need to check this one because like I said, if at the beginning, if this is 0, one is 12, sorry, 1 is 12, but when we reach point 1 here, right, since the current total is still 0, right, that's why we will basically not add this to the answer until this one is until except for the current total is not 0, right? Because let's say if we have another one here, right, this is let's say this is 12, because once we leave the index the point 7 here, the current total will becomes becomes a 0, right? And then when we reach we add point 8, right, again, right, point 8 is the start, so that's why and the current total is 0, so that's why we use the current total. Checking the current total will be enough, right? And after that we update that, right? Because again, right, so when we reach 4 here, right, when we reach 4 here, that's when we need to uh, stop the previous segment, because at this moment the current is will definitely not be 0, because that's when the end event happens, right, for this one. And then for this s equals to I, so basically since we have this if check here, so it means that we have an event happens at the current index, right? So it's either one of the start event or one of the end event, right? So for the start event, if it's start event, obviously we need to uh, we need to set the start, right? And if it's an end event, since we already stop, or we have already cut off the previously segment, then it means that a new segment needs to start here, which means we also need to set the current index to s, right? That's why we can always it's always safe to set this one here. And yeah, and then in the end we return the answer. Let's run it then. Okay, cool. So it passed, right? This one is not that fast because I think it's because regardless of the length of the test case, I always do a for loop here, right? I mean, this one, theoretically speaking, we don't have to loop through everything. Every test case we loop through this one, we can simply loop through the ones that to the maximum values in the segments, right? Because so basically when we have like a for loop here, we can maintain like a maximum segment, and then here we only need to loop through until that. But I'm just kind of lazy to do that, because instead I always, since we know the range of the start and end, that's why I just simply loop through to the end, like always. Yeah, I think that's it, right? I mean, it's just like in interval problems with a line sweep technique. Yeah, I hope you guys know how to do it either before or after this video. Cool. Thank you for watching this video, guys, and stay tuned. See you guys soon. Bye bye.